Patanjali, right at the very beginning, he doesn't blah blah. I've been blah blahing so long now. But Patanjali doesn't blah blah. He uses one or two words, not only in the meaning context, but also to listen to Patanjali is to experience that. Okay? He says, stop the mind. Why? Why do I have to stop the mind? Then only you can see your Swaroopa. Swaroopa is your soul, your real self. You are not the mind. The mind is really blocking all the manifestations. That's why people don't believe in miracles, because the mind is tied to this very negative rationalistic reality of slow progress. There is no outrageousness in this mind. But when you go to the non-mind, then you are in the field of Siddhi. Siddhi means, the manifestation, miracle making. All these belong to the domain of Siddhi. But prior to that, the very first step you have to do is to stop the mind. So after I began to live Patanjali's consciousness, then I had a whole different view of how you have to understand and experience his sutras. That's why I told people who were working on editing some of my old Patanjali stuff, I still tell them, please stop it. Don't do it, because that's limited understanding. Not that they are good. They are good in in a limited way, but it is not Patanjali complete. Now I have a better vision, a better understanding, better experience with it. Now, for instance, I'm going to give you this. Close your eyes and listen to it, because the sounds that Patanjali uses, they will create experience within you to take you to the domain from where you can manifest. The key is understanding the Sanskrit sounds. I have been now talking a lot about Sanskrit sounds with the Hebrew sounds, Raba, Bara, Gabra. If you just go and look at some of my Jewish and yogic power sounds, I talk about them, and I have been immensely benefited by combining the Hebrew wisdom with the Sanskrit tradition. Well, anyway, just listen to what Patanjali says, how to stop the mind. Chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti nirodha. What it means is stop the mind. Expansion. Chitta is the mind. Vritti is the expansion. Nirodha is stop. Stop the expansion of the mind. That's the English meaning. Don't worry about that. Okay? Because the sutra itself will give you the experience. Where, the key is to understand where is the secret. The secret is in the sound it. You can take the sound it by itself. Chitta, chitta, vritti, nirodha. The it sound will raise the kundalini up. If you put your attention there in your Muladhara, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Chitta, vritti, nirodha. We do it as a meditation. The kundalini will raise from the bottom of the spinal column, the Muladhara, And momentarily, your breath will also stop. Chit, it, the, vrit, vritti, nirodha. Against the dha is important. It is the most important. It will raise the kundalini, and when kundalini goes into the susumna, and then the brain will stop functioning by practice. But even momentarily, you will have that experience. Chitta vritti nirodha. Now, just to give you another dimension, just listen to it, when you are not listening with your mind, your soul is also listening. Chit and chitta will give you two different states of consciousness. Chit will give you the divine consciousness of omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. From chit, we have the chitta, which is the mind consciousness. Okay. See, look, the complications and the complexities involved in it. Okay. The chitta vritti nirodha. It, just take the it alone and practice. It, kundalini will raise, the breath will stop. The lung breathing will stop, the midbrain breathing will start at that point. Now, I want you to open your eyes. Now, this is a whole new way of practicing Patanjali, and this was revealed to me. So we cannot, translate Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, particularly his section on supernormal powers, where you do a special meditation called samyama. I'm going to come to that in a moment. If you use English, it's not going to work. Okay, you have to use Sanskrit sounds, because the words are only for the mind. And then Patanjali picks up the sounds because he was very fully conscious, enlightened being, and gives you these techniques so that you can go into stages where you can experience the miracle consciousness, which is a particle consciousness or a nano consciousness. Very, very refined state of consciousness by stopping the mind, by just dealing with it. The Tamil Siddhas also use another sound, which is the last vowel. There is a vowel, ik, and that's even more powerful. This is something that I will teach in the program. That is the last vowel, and after that there is matter. So you can understand the relationship between energy and matter just by understanding the word ich. The sound. It is represented by 3 dots, 1 dot above and 2 dots on the horizontally. Okay. So this is liberation through language. Okay. Now I'm going to go very quickly into the steps, because people are saying that my time is running out. So samyama is a technique that he teaches for manifesting anything you want to manifest. Siddhi powers. If you want to fly in the air, or if you want to know the future, if you want to know somebody else's mind, if you want to stop hunger, whatever you want to do. The whole chapter on mystic powers was Vibhuti Pada by Patanjali, where he talks about all these miracles that you can do, provided you can go into these states of mind. What are the states of mind? And that's the most important thing. One is you have to tie the mind. It's mind training. It's completely mind training or consciousness training. Deshabandha chittasya dharana. Dharana means concentration. You have to go on concentrating and tying the mind to one particular part. And then saying it over and 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 over again. When I used to teach in the beginning, I said, this is the japa-like thing, where you continuously go on saying, I want a Mercedes, 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 You go on saying that then this is, again, give you concentration. Now, Desha Bandha Chittasya Dharana. I don't have time to explain how, like what I did with Chitta, it, if I have to do that, that will take the entire time. I don't have to do it. But I will do it in the program. So that's the first step. Now, Vyasa goes and gives a good understanding about it. What you have to put it in the navel, the heart, the tongue, and then there are other commentators who understand dharana as deshabandha chittasya dharana as visualizing a god. If I just get into the domain, it's very powerful to do that. But so that's only the first step. The first step is called dharana, which is concentration. This is the first step to go into the domain from where you can manifest. So what's the second step? The second step is called dhyana. Dhyana means meditation. That is the English translation. So when you talk about these concepts in English, we lose dhyana. Itself is the sound itself is a very powerful sound of the. It can give you a very powerful thinking. Dhyana. Tatra pratyay ekatanata dhyanam. This is Sanskrit. So if you repeat this and understand the secrets behind it, then you will be in dhyana, meditation. Just meditation is not just wavering, battling with thoughts. You have to go to just one word you have to do. Concentrate on the word pratyaya. You should not be in the domain of sounds. You do not remain in the domain of words or domain of meaning, but you go to a much deeper level of holding the idea, the concept. That's pratyaya. And that's the level of, again, mind training. You can get into that level, and from that level, if you stay, then only you are set to be in meditation. People will go about and saying that I am teaching a dhyana class, meditation. People have no clue of what the classical tradition has to say about dhyana. Okay? Dhyana is a much more profound concept. Okay? Then you have the third step, is samadhi. Samadhi is perfect concentration. Artha matra, nirbhasham, Swaroopa shunyam, iva samadhi. Again, you have to take every sound and look into it, and then how they can produce this super concentration. Only the object remains. Artha matra. Artha means object. Matra means only. Nirbhasham. Only that signs in your mind. You are so absorbed in the object. Swaroopa Shunyam. Even the meditator disappears. The meditator disappears. The meditation disappears. Only the object remains. If you have that, then you manifest. Swaroopa Shunyam Iva Samadhi. This is Samadhi. See the training. You cannot find this kind of training anywhere in the world. When did Patanjali live? Sometime in 2000 BC. So these people knew the relationship between idea and the object. Any idea can become an object, provided you know the methodology. And this methodology is how many people have understood. We have not introduced in schools and colleges, because I was very happy when Vasu said that his 5-year-old boy is listening to these sounds. When the boy was born, I told him he's a divine child. Now we have the indigo children coming, and they can process things very differently. One of the things that I am committed to in my life is the evolution of the human race. We cannot just accept life as pain, suffering, disease, aging, and death. That's not acceptable. That's why I am teaching the Light Body program. You can become a billionaire. What is the use? You are going to be, aging and then invalid and one day and then die in a nursing home. Is this human destiny? No, it's not. We cannot accept that. And, the one thing that has happened is the earth plane is now ready for this transformation. Okay. Now, Patanjali says, to go back to Patanjali, you have to do them together. And that when concentration, which is dharana, meditation, dhyana, samadhi, trance, all of the concentration, all of them in one technique called samyama. You can do samyama on anything, samyama on money. So, I thought that I was going to do that, but I don't think I have enough time. If you focus on one thing, then layer after layer of the consciousness will reveal itself. Then you will know. Just give an example. Just put $100,000, or $200,000, and do a samyama on that. Concentrate, and then go to the concept level, then only the object level. Systematically, I want to engage for 4 months on this. And then you can do it on relationship, you can do it on health. And Patanjali talks about a number of things: how to disappear, how to become invisible, how to fly in the air, how to stop your hunger. He gives sutras for all these things. The key is understanding the dharana, dhyan, samadhi, 3 steps, and doing it together, along with understanding the Sanskrit sounds and where the secret lies. Then only the Siddhi program is complete. And if you just hold it, the idea in English is not going to work. Maybe you will get 20% results. So I want to stop here because I'm exceeding my time limit. But if you do this, you will have thought manifestation. Thought manifestation is not philosophy. It's not New Age teaching. It is science. Because thought has power over matter according to particle physics. And they have to live from that quantum level, and Patanjali has given us the understanding through systematic training of your consciousness through dharana, dhyan, samadhi. I'll stop here.